landing in this canyon, alright? Coming back into dock.
Roger that. You may commence your approach, Commander.
Just need to patch in the rods, comms, and there. Rod, are you ready? Command to Vega, stopping off for a break. Stretching legs, maybe cruise around in the SRV. You know me. But I'll get out there when I get there. Right now we need to do some inventory, per Rise's request. Well, full. Are we low on supplies? This is your first expedition, right? Perhaps maybe first time out of the bubble? All I hope is that I'm not going to regret sending foot on the Inara Serra. Why'd you name it as such, anyway? It's the name of a character from an old Earth TV show. Firefly, I think it was. Inara Serra was a companion on the show. Companion? Similar to a distinguished escort or a prostitute. You name your ship after a prostitute? Hell no, she had class, even in bed. You can see when you're in the SRV, man. Even with her engines off, she looks huge. White? Blue in places? You know I'm bad at these guessing games. I mean sexy, man. Doesn't she look... Never mind. Come on, it's the red. It gives it away. Red? Or maroon? That's throwing the chip. After you're running with a binary stone. It was one of those miscalculations of the FSD computer, man. It didn't know the X was going to be in the very center between the two stars. Sexy. Because it's an Imperial Cutter, perhaps. It's a magnificent vessel made by Gutamaya. Well, I don't want to fly around the galaxy prancing around the elegance of an Imperial shipyard. They just make sexy ships is all. No, I named her the Inara Serra because of the character's outlook in life. Or desire for the future. She wanted to explore, like us. And she's a companion. Believe me, it sounded better than my head. You do know we are lagging behind in the expedition. The others are at least 20,000 light years away in the far corner of the galaxy. Who cares? Do you care? I don't care. No, we set off on this expedition because we wanted to explore, and I sent broadcasts back to the bubble and Colonia that are titled the Scenic routes. How can we do that if we are rushing to get to the next waypoint? You said you wanted to go to the inventory. Where do we start? Rameses said we should start with our food supply. She's worried all the matcha protein. This is video log 3, stardate is July 11th in the year 3303. Just landed here on New Aquia, OX-B D67 Planet 6A, and for the first time on this expedition, I'm doing inventory, of all things. Why? Well, exploring in the depths of the galaxy far away from any station or planetary outpost is like surviving in the wilderness for a terrestrial explorer. It's always a good thing to check inventory of all the tools and materials on your person so that you can maximize effectiveness in the field, and not die. And so, I asked my good friend Rod to help me in giving the Inara Serra and its occupants a needed checkup, and I might as well make a record of what I brought with me on this expedition at this given moment, whether it be supplies, food rations, and the crew on board my ship. I set out from a system named Sanchalan, from the station named Cantor Terminal, In the months prior to the Inara Serra's maiden voyage into the Black, I was busy acquiring the funds needed to purchase the ship itself and the upgrades that enable it to go the distance. The Inara Serra, ship ID Romeo 1 Zulu-1, is a Gutamaya Imperial Cutter, painted in a military earth red. Due to run-ins with stars and impacts with planet surfaces, my current hull strength is at 93%, and my paint job is starting to chip in numerous places around the ship. It's not perfect, but at least I'm not venting oxygen into the vacuum of space. Other than my power plant, which I cannot repair due to the possible danger of the reactor going into a meltdown state, I've installed a variety of internal modules that aid in my expedition. Most of the core internals I've upgraded to at least a rating of D in order to make my ship the lightest as possible. Half of them also have engineered upgrades, and my best upgrade so far is my frameshift drive, engineered with increased jump range. Currently at a low fuel, my maximum jump range is 32.39 light years. In my optional internals, I've employed much of the necessary basics geared for exploration, and include a pair of auto-field maintenance units, or AFMU for short, to repair most of my internal modules just in case I run into another star or planetarium. Also included is a 6B fuel scoop that is able to siphon hydrogen from certain stars to power the ship's power plant, a fighter hangar with Taipan fighters, a planetary vehicle hangar for SRVs, and of course an advanced discovery scanner and a detailed service scanner, which is also engineered for long-range scanning. Apart from the modules, I have done some downgrading for the interiors of my ship. Even though I like the design on the outside, it's a bit too much Imperial inside. On the outside it's flashy, dressed in sexy red, but on the inside it looks quite ordinary now. I was fortunate to get sale prices for furniture and appliances from a lesser known Tempest Industries. Of the downgraded areas is the crew quarters. This is where most of my crew spends their downtime and can comfortably sleep up to 8 persons in bunk style beds set into the walls. I've added curtains to aid in privacy and noise mitigation as well. Select members of the crew will utilize the luxury of more space in bedrooms that came with the ship. Next is the galley. This is where the crew stores and cooks their meals. Also has a long table with booth style seating. It usually doubles as a secondary meeting room. The tech lab is next. I have 2 of these installed on my ship for the purpose of hydroponics in one lab and aquaponics in the other, to research and produce sustainable foodstuffs for the crew's consumption, without the need for nutrient-rich soil. In aquaponics, waste from different species of fish from the bubble are used to feed plants in hydroponics, therefore filtering the water of waste for the fish. Next is the meeting room, which is rarely used, but it can be used to transmit messages from the Inara Serra via long-range equipment with media based on visual and/or audio to long-range receivers in the bubble and colonial space. The center dais console can also receive messages to broadcast to any terminal on the ship. Next is the med bay, which is also rarely used but has all the supplies needed to diagnose and treat onboard illnesses, maladies, or injuries. It can also double as a makeshift bunk, though with less comforts. And if you don't know by now, I'm not the only one on the ship. When I set off, I also brought with me a small crew of 14 individuals, including myself, all with their respective roles on the ship. Myself, Commander Danny Vega, is the primary pilot and owner of the ship. Former PF Commander Risentide, Riza Murch Hall, is the secondary pilot and second in command. Of my fighter crew, I have Edmund Franklin, who is currently my active fighter pilot, as well as Emery Aguilar and Katie Burns. Another slot in my fighter con is reserved for telepresence signals. I also have a gunner con for my turreted pulse lasers that is reserved for telepresence as well. Additional crew are as follows: Specialist Philip Ferrero and Kat Hartling in hydroponics, and Specialist Chrissy Williams in aquaponics. Chief Engineer Jordan Oliviano supervises the ship systems and the ship computer. Dylan Morris and Ariana Kelly are the Inara Serra's internal module engineers, and they supervise the well-being of each internal modules installed on the ship. For communications, we have Rodney Hall, our senior comms officer, who is also Riza's husband, and his longtime intern Kimberly Gonzaga. Last but not least is our medical officer and the oldest member of the crew, Dr. Janet Clark. A benefit of having crew is they can battle the effect of space madness that can often occur on long exploration voyages, when the pilot is usually isolated from the rest of civilization. My crew serves that purpose as well as my extensive collection of music from centuries past. Commander, we just received a message from the bubble. I'm transmitting it to your. From Sep. Did you see the message itself? No, it came with instructions to show to the owner of the ship. Well, I don't like my crew to be kept in the dark, okay? Transmit to all ship terminals. Roger that. Transmitting now. Ask Explorer. Gives me memories. Who's the pilot? It's Obsidian, sir. Of the Ask Explorer Persia. I've heard of him before. He's an explorer like me. But he wasn't the first one to discover this, right? No, it was discovered by someone else, but the word gets out pretty fast. What is that? It's circular, but has a center. No audio on this one? As far as I know, there's no audio at all. It came like this. Look at that mist. That's very eerie. That's huge. It's much bigger than any planetary base I've ever seen. What is it? Your guess is as good as mine, sir. Isn't this Thargoid? I've heard the stories. I've heard the Galnet articles. But they actually found something? From what I hear, they found more than one. What's that in the middle? It's in a crater, but it doesn't look like it was made naturally by a meteorite. It looks like it was carved in a way. Okay, he's going out into his SRV. It's a low gravity planet, so it has to be an airless moon. What is that mist? It's kind of shrouding the Milky Way there. Oh, are those spires are like what you see from the barnacles. Whoa, there's a door. What the heck is that? Took the words right out of my mouth, Rod. What are those things? They look like egg sacs. Whoa, interference. It must really be Thargoid. What's he doing? He's loading cargo into his SRV. Oh, he has unknown artifacts. Unknown probe. So, the artifacts... Oh, that's what they do. They're like keys. Or they're like a password. Oh, it opened. It is Thargoid. This one... Well, it seems to be a cave-in. Was it natural or was it... He's leaving. Is that it? But there's more than one. He's probably going to another one then. Looks like that was a federal corvette. Attacked? Was this near? Rod, are you still there? I am lost for words, sir. Oh, this one's different. It's really different. It has addition of those huge things. Oh, he actually went in this side. There's no cave-in this one. Wow. It's amazing and terrifying at the same time. How deep does that go? Fork in the road. Left fork is caved in, seems. So can't go that way. Right fork is good. It's clear. Constant interference though with his heads-up display. What are those cables? They look like cables to me. And what is that? Is that Thargoid air? Maybe ammonia? They are ammonia-based life forms, are they not? Yes, so they must be pumping ammonia into those corridors. It must be what's causing all of this mist here. What are those things? They're glowing and pulsating. Unknown biological matter. And what are these things giving off some light? Whoa, what's that? Whoa, something's coming down. It looks like an unknown artifact, but it's different. He just went out of that antechamber. What are those? Those are free-floating. Are they sentient? Or organic? We just have to assume that they're probably organic in nature. Those those Thargo ships look organic, so those probably are organic as well. Constant interference with the heads-up display. What is this room? It's bigger than the other one. This must be the center of it all. It has a... Is that a hologram of an unknown artifact? Oh, what's he doing? He's unloading... Oh, it pulled it up! Whoa, that's weird. Okay, what's this one? Unknown link? Unknown link. No, that's an unknown probe. Sorry. The interference is making it hard to read. Oh, that's the unknown link then. That's the one that we saw before. Yeah, you can only carry 2 pieces of cargo in the SRV, so you must have went back and got it. Wait, that middle thing, it's lit up. Now what is it? I wonder, what's it for? What did he just do? A data scan, sir. He data scanned the middle portion. Gave a galaxy? It looks like a galaxy. But then again, it looks different. But it's over. It was only there for a moment. What's going on now? Is he leaving? Man, that landscape is so hellish. He's going back to his ship. Must be a reason why he's going back. It's boarding. Toxic damage. Wait, what's that? Unknown signal. Unknown signal detected. Source of signal. Unknown device in HIP 14908 system. Language algorithm unable to translate. Raw signal audio accessed. But this thing didn't have audio. Now I'm curious. Why is there no audio in this thing? Why did they put this in the video?